no idea what happened.
Am I back?
We are back.
Why did it end? It ended out of nowhere for some reason. I have no idea why it ended.
I don't know. It gave me an alert that we have music or something. Maybe because we
Oh
played
yeah,
song.
you can't play music. You cannot play music during your lives.
No,
No,
no
no, do
song.
not play music. If you play music during your lives, they will copyright you and they will end you. They will literally
That's
close your live
why.
quicker than you can say no. So don't put
We
music on. What was the
played the
question
nice
you were asking me?
song. We
What was
played
that?
the nice Nancy song. Before you joined, we played some Nancy sing music.
See,
So
no, we
that
no. As much as we love Nancy Ashram, you cannot play Nancy Ashram because if you play any type of music, it's gonna be game over. 100%,
okay.
100%. Wow, someone's from Indonesia. That's wow. That's
Let-
crazy.
That's
Copyrights, copyrights.
the most
Well, let's tell people first. Let's tell people first why I'm here
okay.
in the first place. And the reason why I'm here is because I need to tell people first that I'm having a comedy show, Habibi Nights, in New York City on September 15th. 9 o'clock at the Secret Room. And I'm very excited to have it. It's my first show in New York City. So anyone in New York City, doesn't matter that if you're Arab or if you're not Arab, whatever you are, I'd love to have you at my show. There's a few tickets left. We're like 80% sold out. So if you can make it to the show, we'd be very, very excited to have you at the show. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very, very exciting. So yes, let us. If you can
We
make it, do it. The tickets are in my bio.
you also have shows all over, not just New York, right? We
Yes,
have people.
100%.
Let them
I'm
know.
having shows across. We're planning to do some more shows across the country. So far, Habibi Nights has been done in Dubai. It's been done in San Francisco. We just did a show in Chicago. We're announcing our Los Angeles show tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which I'm super excited about. Um, and we're planning to do shows in Texas. We're planning to do shows in other parts of the states. So Habibi Nights is going across the place. We're trying to take this as many places as possible. I see we got some people in Australia in the house. The Euro Queen is here. I would love to do a show in Australia, in Melbourne, or Sydney. That'd be great. So we're trying to do shows as many places as possible. The show, like my comedy show, is really not like a. It's not like a normal comedy show where you just come and like have someone like talk to you for like an hour and a half. We're trying to integrate music. We're trying to integrate like entertainment. Like we're really trying to just do a night of entertainment for the culture that's more targeted towards like our age demographic. People always just say like, like you have like sehras. We want to do like sehras for young kids, us like our age, but like centered around comedy.
Yeah, yeah. And for sure, we're gonna mention it again and again, and we shared it on Arab socials.
Yes,
Make sure you
100%.
are on our Arab social WhatsApp groups. You're following our page to know all about the events going on in every state, Nasser's events, and all the Arabic events. And
100%.
that's
And someone says, so these comments are so funny, by the way. Someone's like, Nasser's taking advantage of golden hour. Yes, I am. Do you see this? Do you see the golden hour? Yes, you're
yeah,
not. This is great.
home. You're in California.
I'm in
That's
California right now. Yeah. This person, who is this girl live? Guys, listen, I'm gonna drop some information real quick. This is Lena. She's the founder of Arab Socials, okay? Arab Socials is this great page that is bringing together other Arabs all across America in terms of just doing events and get-togethers for Arabs in the area. So this is who Lena is. She's doing this Q&A with me uh, to help
well,
promote my show, but also to learn more about me and to help promote Arab Socials as well.
we want to know more about you, Nasser. That's why we're here. We want to know like what made this personality happen. So let's go back to your story. Born in California. You're Syrian, right?
I am Syrian, yes. I'm like 15 to 20% Lebanese, and I say that's my toxic side. That's where
So
I get my
uh,
toxicity from.
start comedy. What happened? At which point did you start doing this TikTok and Instagram?
Annie, it's a good question. I've been doing this for a long time, honestly. I tell everyone when I was a kid in elementary school and like middle school, I used to like memorize other people's like Russell Peters and Gabriel Iglesias, and I memorized their comedy sets, and then I would go perform it at like my talent shows at school, and I was so focused on the performance aspect because I really enjoyed performing the comedy sets because I didn't really know how to put jokes together as a kid yet, and so I just carried that type of like love for performing, like throughout my growing up, and I like video content was such a big thing like as a kid.
Mhm.
Like YouTube started to get bigger, so I started to really love this aspect of like not just like performing comedy, but making funny videos. And so I kept on doing these videos, and like if it was for a club at school and college, I would do these videos for like the like I was a sports broadcaster in college, and I would do like in high school I was an announcer for like the announcements at TV, but I would always add like a comedic twist to that element. And then when I graduated college, I was like, I'm gonna stop doing like the comedy for other like the comedy videos for other people and start doing it for myself. And so we started doing it, and now like I started doing it in 2018. It wasn't really like during COVID I picked up the phone and started doing it. I've been doing videos for a while, but like I started doing like Nasser branded videos in 2018. And then now, like 5 years later, here we are. We're doing comedy shows across the country. So
I
all we
have
can say is
uh,
Alhamdulillah.
I really want to know like how did this Habibi idea come come
The
from?
slogan,
Like is that
the
yeah.
slogan came up. I made a red flag video like way back when, and I decided like I was like just to put emphasis on like what I was saying in terms of like watch out, there's a red flag. I just said Habibi in the video, and people loved it. So I kept on saying it in the videos. I kept on going and going, and then people would just start like I'm literally tuning in to watch Nasa just say the way he says Habibi. Cause I was like, wow, people really like this. And then so I started doing it with my shawarma reviews. I started doing it with like the red flag videos. I started doing it like in just like any jokes. Like if I have a joke right before the punchline, I'd say Habibi, and it just stuck. And now people love it. It's weird. I didn't expect that to be my slogan, but it worked. And now we're sticking to it. Look at
I love
one
that.
of someone saying Abi is saying it's like music to our ears. So I guess it's like it's like music to the ears.
Love it. What like which at which point did you feel like your comedy is becoming viral? Like this is a success. This is something you can actually do, pursue.
I always stand by this statement to this day, and to the day I stop doing comedy, which would probably be when I die, because I just love comedy so much. I always say, if I can make one person laugh, then it's considered success for me. That's always been like my like anchor. Uh, and so the fact that we're making like millions of people laugh, it's like alhamdulillah, like we can have no like it's a blessing to be able to bring joy to other people. But like my first viral video ever, right, was I'm a big Star Wars fan, right? And I was doing these videos, like I was just, I was doing whatever you could call on YouTube and whatever. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to go battle like strangers in public with lightsabers. So I did that. And I dressed up in like a whole Jedi outfit, and it blew up. It was like, it like the virality of it just like blew up. And then that was like my first viral video. And then after that, I started doing more and more videos in public, and I started to do more Arab stuff. And then eventually, like I started enjoying doing more of the Arab stuff. Like my cousin was telling me, dude, like do more of the Arab stuff. Like that's where you're at your funniest. And the videos just start picking up, like just one after the next. I was like, it started off about my mom, and it started off about like, about like just like how we say like different designer brands, and it started going into like the music and the red flags, and now it's just a whole different thing. And for someone asking me, they're asking me if I'm 6'5". I am not 6'5". Okay, I am not even 6 foot. I'm a strong 5'10". I don't lie about my height, Yajima. All right, I'm not gonna go on Hinge and put like I'm 6 foot. With Air Force Ones, I'm 6 foot. Wallah, I'm 6 foot. But without with nothing, I'm 5'10". But yeah, the videos honestly, listen to me. The most important thing is that I felt like doing these videos has brought me back closer to being Arab. Like I felt like growing up in America has been it's such an easy way for you to get lost into the American culture, and so it's just like doing these videos about being out of it. My story kind of brought me back to like understanding who I am as a person, as a comedian, and I'm really proud of it. Like it's just like I feel like we need more out of this. Like I want like my goal, and I think Eliana said this in one of her interviews. She said that like she wants to help make the Arab culture mainstream, and that's like definitely one of my goals too. It's like there's my personal goals and there's a goal for the culture, and I want to be able to get to the point where Arab culture is as mainstream as like Latino culture, as Black culture, as all these other cultures. So like when people talk about Arab, it's like, normal. So that's kind of like what the it's about. It's about the culture, you know, as
And
corny as that sounds.
to here too is like welcome anyone to come to our events and see that we're doing cool things and big things. Um, so back to the Arab thing, like a lot of maybe parents would expect their kids to grow up and become a comedian. Comedy is not really something that we encourage our people like children to do or pursue. What was your experience in that, and did you have someone who like encouraged you, inspired
Mm.
you? Like, how was your experience with that? Your parents tried
It's a
to
good
not.
question. So the question is like, was there someone that kind of like pushed me and motivated me to get into this outside of my family?
Yeah, and was there like any people who are trying to stop you from doing that?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say someone's gonna stop me. I'll say a few things about this. Is like growing up as Arab and being like a first generation American, right? Like our parents want the best for us. They come to the States, they're looking for a more secure life for themselves, and they want to create a better life for their kids. And so these ideas of being a doctor, engineer, and lawyer are ideas that are pushed down on us because it's idea of security, and I understand why this is why it's like a joke, like we want to be able to, have our kids have a better life than us. But I was a pre-med student for 2 years in college. I didn't like it. Organic chemistry ruined it for me. And then I went into do pre-law. I took the LSAT. I was about to apply to law school, but something still like didn't like tick for me there. And then like during COVID hit and I had the opportunity to apply to business school and I did it and I got in. And that kind of like opened my eyes to like this new world of how to like make a life for yourself without having to do like engineering, law, and like medicine. But like while I was in business school, I started to realize like I can do comedy and make a life for myself from it. I'm still working full time while I'm doing comedy. I'm not just right there to like, you know, leave it yet, the full time job. But like I really at the end of the day, I'm a big believer like in terms of how I'm built. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has built me, is that like I just don't do well when my emotions are not tied to anything. Like if there's no passion with what I do, I won't do it well, right? And so I just never felt the energy towards anything I was doing other than like comedy, like and making people laugh and like trying to just like bring joy to as many people as possible. And so I was always drawn towards that. And so I kept on going back to that. When I was doing pre-med, I kept on still making videos trying to make people laugh. When I was doing law, I kept on making videos. When I was in business school, I kept on making videos, like all these different things. And so it was like my anchor through all these different things that like I just had to like it's what I always came back to it. And so like obviously like my family was against it at first because they realized that it was like they don't know about this stuff. Like what if you go to like the Middle East, like being a comedian is not really like as a secure thing, And then it's like coming here, like my mom now sees success, and now she's literally like my biggest supporter. Like wallah lazim, my mom is my biggest supporter with all of this. She used to be against it, but like she's literally my number one fan. I would not have it any other way. So she sees it and makes me happy. Now she sees success from it, alhamdulillah. And there's still more success, inshallah, in the future that we want to have, and to be able to spread this like this movement to as many people as possible. So that's kind of like that's my answer to the question.
Was there someone who supported you through that? Like someone inspired you? Maybe someone you don't know in person, just like another
No,
comedian or.
I mean, like there's a combination of people. Like I have this core group of people like that consists of like my brother and my cousins that kind of like always push me to like follow this. They always just like anchor me. Like my cousins and my brother are all three of them, and just always were there to just kind of motivate me and always supported me with everything I did. And so definitely did. And obviously I have so many friends, like I can sit here for an hour and name like 100 friends that like supported me more than anything. And obviously like, uh, not to sound cheesy, but like Kobe Bryant was a big motivator for me. His whole Mamba mentality of never give up, push for your dreams, like try 110% to like do whatever you can to follow your dreams. You only got one life, don't waste it type of thing. So Kobe definitely like established that like discipline for me in terms of like if you have a dream, go chase it. So that's kind of like that's kind of how I viewed it. You know, that's in terms of if there's anyone to motivate me. Definitely like my family and Kobe Bryant.
Great. And it's very great to see like how people just follow their dreams and get to the success, because you're just not just inspired, but also I'm sure you had hard moments, but you keep going. Like you don't give up easily, and I'm sure it wasn't easy at the beginning. And like, what is your advice for people who actually have an inspiration and they want to get there, but they feel like it's so hard, or like they don't have the like people supporting them?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the question is, what's the advice for people chasing their dreams? And how to get there. Okay, I think it's a good question. Honestly, the biggest thing I'll tell people for anyone having like a dream or a passion is like is be patient with yourself. Like dreams are not like achieved in one day. And I think our society has built us to like think that like we can achieve dreams in like and a week, 1 week. You see people like online consistently like becoming successful and making businesses and becoming actors and all this stuff. But like behind every success story is years and years and years of dedicated discipline, you know? And so I'll tell anyone who has like a passion or a dream is to stay consistent, right? Stay consistent and stay humble to learn how to get better at it. Because the moment you lose your consistency is the moment it ends. And I feel like someone told me, this one comedian that I went to his show once, he told me, he's like, there's no failure, there's just quitting. So if you think about that, I think it tells a lot about what it means to follow your dreams.
100%. Is it possible for you to share more of the challenges you had, like the moments where you thought you would stop, you're like failing, and then no, you kept going? You
I'm
have,
gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you that like I don't think my mind is like wired to like think like that. I never really looked at something as like I'm failing because like I don't have that as an option in my head. Like for example, I've had multiple videos not do well. I try like early before I started getting to specifically like this part of my comedy, like on YouTube, I started this series once because I'm in love. I love interviewing people. I started a series where I was interviewing up and coming rappers in the Bay Area, and it didn't do well. But I never looked at it as a failure. I was like, oh, it was cool to do. I learned a lot from this experience, and I moved on with it. But like I'm so hyper obsessed with chasing my dreams and passions. I don't really look as these challenges as like failures or challenges. Like, of course, I still have challenges moving forward. Like I have a lot of challenges. Like even putting these shows, there's challenges putting these shows together. Like me and my cousin, it's a two-man show right now. It's all in house. We're all running this by ourselves, and then it gets tough. Like trying to manage the communications between like venues and trying to make sure you market it to sell out the tickets and all these different things. Like you're trying to break even on the tickets, and people are saying like, I want tickets, make them cheaper, or I don't have like this accessibility. I want this cheap. Like there's challenges, but like this is part of the journey, and this is like there's something that Kobe says, like you shouldn't celebrate the destination, you should celebrate the journey. So all this stuff is I enjoy. Like this stuff gets me going. Like all these different like obstacles and challenges in the journey. I love this stuff because it's like this is what I want to be doing, you know? So I don't look at it as challenges. I look at it as part of the process, so to speak. Now the light has gone away, by the way, and so the golden hour has gone, يا جماعة. So now أنا قاعد هيك وشي natural, كل شيء natural قدامكم. Huh? This is it.
this is very interesting. I really want to know like what is the learning process. As like if a lawyer, you have books you read and you become a lawyer. You have doctor, you have a process. But then like as a comedian, what keeps you like learning? How do you learn more and become better? What is the
Uh,
process?
I think one of the the best ways you can learn, I think, is one, like you have to always understand that you could always be better, right? Like even if I look at a video for myself and like even if like I'm so hypercritical of myself, like I'll have a video that I'll post and let's say it'll get like 2 million views, and people be like, wow, this is a great video, this is so funny. I'll go look back at it and I'll find areas where I can improve on the video. Like there's always rooms to improve. You're never done. Nothing's ever like I'll go back and watch my comedy set, right? And people will come up to me in the show and they think that was a great set. I'll go rewatch the video and I'll think that I think I could have done a lot better, you know? Like I'll be like, wow, like I still think that like that point I could have delivered that joke better, and I think that I could have said this with that person to interact with them better, have better crowd work. So it's I definitely I never think I'm done with anything I put out there. So that's kind of my mentality on it, is that you really have to think that there's always room for improvement. And at the same time, like I love being able to interact with as many other comedians and content creators and influencers and stuff like that, because like that in a sense like shows me, like if I see success from other people, you learn from them. I love being able to interact with all the other like content creators out there. Like for example, like everyone knows this, like my boy Sean, my parents were divorced, is like my brother. Like I love that guy more than anything. And I think honestly, he's like the funniest person I know. And so I look at him, I'm like, how can I get better? I look at him and how he does his comedy. I'm like, oh, there's no how Sean did this that I can improve on. And so when I look at other people and other comedians, I notice ways of I can get better myself. And so surrounding myself by that community of other people is important. You know, it's not a one man journey. It's not like a one man team. So that's kind of how I look at it. It's not, someone said, wait, who is divorced? Sean, his name on Instagram is My Parents Are Divorced. Get it? Let's get it right. No one's divorced in the situation here.
Great. How do you come up with these ideas of the videos? Like when you're sitting like this and you just come up with an idea while you're interacting, or you like plan?
No, honestly, I tell people this all the time. Like my mind is never turned off, in terms of jokes. So I am consistently thinking about comedy jokes and jokes to make on videos and video ideas. Like I don't know how healthy this is, but I'm super obsessed with it. I have to be obsessed with it in order for me to make more videos and more jokes. Like I had to live and breathe this. Like literally right before I sleep, I'm thinking about like video ideas to make or a joke to make, and I have a folder on my phone with all the jokes. I have a folder for my jokes. I have a folder for my video ideas. So whenever I think of something, I immediately put it on my phone because I don't want to lose the idea, because I will forget it, and I have that ADHD. Like I'll be like, oh, I forgot about it. And so I have to like my mind's consistently on. It's just never turned off.
So you don't,
And so that's how it is.
can you make anything at the moment?
Right now, at the moment, I mean, I can make some jokes from the comments. Like,
Can I challenge you for
you want me to
a
make a
little?
joke in person
Give us
right now? Everyone
a
says
little.
it. Whenever someone says, "Oh, your comedian make me laugh," I'm like, what do you want me to start dancing? Like, I don't I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say when you say tell me to like make a joke in person. Like, I don't know.
Or show, or like something you would joke about.
Someone says, "Am I a goldfish?" I think being ADHD is a goldfish. Um, I honestly I don't know how I could. Someone says manifest it. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot, Lena. I'm getting nervous now. To make a joke
Let's
out of.
back to the slogan.
I mean, it's the most Arab thing in the world that you have like a sajada on your wall. Like, tell me you're Arab without telling me you're Arab, that you have like a carpet just hanging down over your TV.
I have
Move over. Let's see. Wait. I want to see this. Can you scoot over a little bit? Scoot over. So you have a carpet on your TV. This was definitely made for you to be like, you know what? We're going out of socials. We're going live with Arab comedian. What can we do to make this more Arab? I'm gonna put my sajada on top of the TV, and we're gonna make it now. It's become an Arab sitting. So there's my joke for you. Is that that's how you make something more Arab? Like, let's just put a carpet on your TV and that's it, called Arab.
good show. I love it. But let me explain. My TV is big and it reflects all of the room, so I
Oh,
have to.
okay. Let me make explanation for you. Okay, the TV, it has reflection, and the reflection, and so I put the sajada. When I want to go pray, I take it off TV, then I put it back on. So Allah's always watching me through the TV.
Like, Lena, you asked for the
No,
roast.
this is, listen, Lena, you asked for it. If you want to make me laugh, I'll roast you. And this is what Mel V 9592531 said. Lena, you asked for a roast. I will roast whenever the doors open. I will walk through that door easily.
I'm done. I don't want any more.
It happens. It
That
happens.
show. Do you want to tell us more about your future plans, the show? What do you see your vision for your career?
Yes, that's a good question. I'm glad that you asked that question in terms of like my next future plans. So the most direct future plan, there's always step one. We're we're always going to watch. We're always going to make videos daily. That's like step number one. The videos are never going to get lost. I love being able to interact daily with my supporters, you know? And so that's step number one. And then step number two is like the goal is to have Habibi nights go as many places as possible, right? So now we're in New York. So we're trying to go to we're doing New York, then we're going to LA, then we're trying to hit Texas, then we're going to try to hit Detroit, then we're going to try to hit Florida, then we're going to try to hit as many places across the country that we can. Then from there, we're going to go to worldwide, Europe and the Middle East. I would love to do a show in Riyadh. I want to do a show in Amman. I want to do a show in Beirut. I want to do a show in Europe. So Habibi Nights, like this is, it's like this right now, this show that I'm putting is a story that I'm telling. It's a story of me and how like my journey as an Arab American to this point right now, right? And so I'm gonna try to tell this story in as many places as possible. When that's over, we'll start telling a new story, and Habibi Nights will be retired, and there will be a new show that happens. That'll be branded different. That'll have a different theme. All these different things. And so like that's step number two. Step number three is I've always had a dream and passion to make shows and movies about us, right? It's the most beautiful thing is seeing people like Mohammed and Rami make shows about us is a huge step forward for the culture, right? And so that's the next step is I want to be able to make longer form content that like it tells our story, but not like I feel like the stories that we're telling now about being Arab are stories that are focused on like the diaspora and stuff like that. But I want to tell stories about like what about the person that's Arab that's cooking? What about the person that's Arab that's like trying to be a lawyer? There's stories to be told other than like the struggle of being Arab and American, but there's also the success stories of just being Arab, just naturally being Arab. And so those are the stories I want to be able to tell, right? And then like there's what else on top of that? And I obviously would like to get more into acting. That's something always been a goal of mine. My brother and I have been big movie geeks for as long as possible. Like I have a dream. I would love to be in a Star Wars movie. I think I would be the sickest thing ever to be in a Star Wars movie or show. Uh, in like I don't know, in a unique way. But and
Or
then
make
the most important show, the most important thing is I have this fifth step is my biggest goal is since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be the host of the Tonight Show. And so my goal is I want to be the first Arab American to be the host of the Tonight Show, or honestly any late night show in America. Because right now they're all a bunch of white guys. And so inshallah, it will happen. And we say it will, not if, when, because we manifest and we're talking, we gotta speak it into existence. And inshallah, this is my nasib. This is what Allah has written for me. And this is what will make me the best version of myself for my friends and my family and all the Arabs. And that is something I want to happen. I will make happen, inshallah. And we'll all be there celebrating, inshallah, when it happens.
for sure. I'm so happy for you, and I'm 100% sure you're gonna get whatever you want with this attitude and this personality. Like I'm very, very proud that we have, people in our community just making it big.
Inshallah.
Um,
Inshallah. It's a process. It's a long journey, but we're taking steps. So I'm really happy you invited me on this to talk, just to be able to promote your channel and to help promote my show and all that stuff. So it's a process, but we're all here. Like, don't forget, like, out of everything, and I want to make this clear. Like, I obviously have my personal goals, but like, this is about us as Arab. Like, my goal is to uplift Arab. Like, we have to uplift each other to the top. And there's so many talented people, like from music, from the Elianas, the Bayous, the DJ Habibi Beats, the comedians like me, Sean, Maya Hussein, May Vault, like the Caucasian Arab. Like, I can list like all the Arab like comedians that I know right now that I like adore and admire from afar. Like we're trying to uplift all of us to a point where like we're not just like making content for Arabs, we're making content for everyone, and we're Arabs doing it. So that's like the step that we have to take as all of us. So inshallah, we'll get there. Inshallah, if we do this together, there's room for everyone to succeed. We'll do it.
for sure. And that's what when I started Arab Socials, it was just to support the community and have a group where anyone can go who is new to the area, who wants to connect with the community, just join, get help and support. If you're not yet on our WhatsApp groups, message our Instagram and we'll add you.
Listen,
Um,
guys, if you want drama, join an Arab WhatsApp group. That's step number one. Simple as that. I refuse to join an Arab WhatsApp group because I want peace in my life. I do
Nasser,
not want
we have a
problems. Every time
same
I've
group.
joined one, it gets political. They start talking about they start talking about like all this stuff about this person is this and this is. I'm like, guys, we're here on a Arab WhatsApp group trying to just get coffee. We're not trying to fix the solution here in the Middle East.
Yeah,
So it's like
allowed, but we have a singles group. I need to add you to it
uh,
where you can get
do
all
not
your
add me to that singles group. I'm not ready to. I'm focused on my career.
all
I'm
your
not looking to date right now.
you'll
I'm
make
focused on my career.
that.
I am single and ready to mingle with the right one, but I'm not gonna join a single group. That's gonna end it for me. I swear to you. I swear.
Okay.
Someone
We'll
say I
think.
refuse. No, I don't refuse. Listen, we're open. We're single and we're open to what's out there and what the world has to say. But let it
You
be known that right now I'm so focused on my career that like the girl has to be the right fit for it to happen. It has to be a perfect fit.
so
Uh,
do you want to
because I'm just so busy.
take some questions from the people?
Yeah, I mean, let's
From the
ask. Like, if anyone has any questions, let's ask the questions. What questions do we have people ask? I don't know how to moderate this thing because I'm not like on it. But if
someone
anyone
asked,
has any questions, we
will
can
you
take
invite
some questions.
will
Well,
you invite us to your
what was that?
someone asked, will you invite us to your wedding?
Everyone's gonna be invited to my wedding. What do you mean? My wedding will be the biggest wedding ever because everyone's gonna be invited to it. It's gonna be a celebration of me and my wife's love, inshallah, and all of the Arabs. So it's gonna be, it'll be a big wedding. I swear to you, I'm like nervous about getting married now because everyone's like, when is Nasser getting married? When is he gonna get married? I'm like, when I do get married, I'll do it in private and no one's gonna know. No one will know. They're
Someone's
like, what? Nasser got married? Like, how did this happen?
they're asking, how old are you?
How old I am? I'm 27. I'm 27, guys.
Um, so someone's asking shawarma versus falafel.
Shawarma. It's not even a question. It's not even like, how can you answer that? Like shawarma hugs you like a fire on a cold night. Meanwhile, falafel will treat you like it's the desert in your mouth. Like sometimes it's so dry. Never even ask. That's a question. Don't ask that ever again. It's shawarma all day. But if you're vegan, then obviously falafel.
Um, someone's asking about your show.
Yes.
Can you do tickets no dinner or add tickets with no?
Okay, so here's the thing. All right. We can't because we've sold out, and that's what sold out means. We have no more space with no dinners. Like we have to sell. The bar seating was sold is without dinner, right? And the table seating is with dinner, right? And there's a reason why it's with dinner. It's not like by my choice. I'm working with a venue here, and the venue has to make money off of the show as well. And New York is an expensive place, and it's tough when I'm an up and coming like comedian that I'm still making a name for myself in like the stand up world that like they're taking a risk on me in terms of like, hey, we don't know if you're gonna sell out, all this stuff. Although I'm confident in like people coming to come support me in the show. So I don't have the room to do more tables with no dinner, unfortunately, because that's not my choice. It's the choice of the venue. So I know the New York show has a bit more of a price tag on it, but you're coming with a three-course meal, which if you look at it, you're kind of paying for a meal in New York that's like cheaper than your normal meal. And so I'm letting you know that if like it's worth it. It's actually a really good deal if you think about it. Because most of the times, guys, if you go to a comedy show, they're gonna force you to do a 2 item minimum, and so you end up spending more money than you actually would. This way, we're capping it. Like you're coming, you're getting a meal and all that stuff. But yeah, the bar seating is sold out. We literally tried. I literally spoke with the venue. I went to the venue and we checked out. Is there more room for the bar seating? Me and my cousin went and there was no space. Like we literally, there's no space for it. So the table sitting with dinner is the only option. Inshallah, we'll be back with New York. We'll do a different venue. Maybe a different venue will take a chance on me. They'll see like, oh, he sold out in New York, etc. So we'll see. We'll see. Meal and
Thank
depth
you.
included, of course. We're gonna have depth. There's gonna be dancing. Okay, it's gonna happen.
Are you gonna do
What age is allowed in the show? It's a good question. Um, I think if they're 18, they should be allowed in the show. I think if you're 21 and you want to buy drinks, you have to be 21, obviously. I need to follow up on that. I I don't know what the minimum age is for that. Now everyone's asking questions at the show. Will there be hookah at the shows? This one there will not be, but in LA, I guarantee there's gonna be hookah. I guarantee LA will have hookah.
Someone's asking, will you do one in DC?
100%, 100%. We're gonna do one in DC. It's just a matter of when. The plan is to do LA, after New York, inshallah, Texas. And then I might be going to Dubai for another show with Sean to do like a big like end of the year show. So early next year, maybe we'll do a DC, maybe earlier, depending if a venue reaches out. So we'll see.
Cool. Well, Nasser, thank you. I know you have a time limit, so I just
I know.
wanna.
We could take a couple more questions. We could go for 6:45. We can go 6:45.
Perfect. How do you plan out your comedy shows? Do you have a script?
It's a great question. Honestly, Crypto Sarah, that's a great question. So obviously, like with a show, I come a bit more prepared, right? So there's definitely a script to it, but like 40% of the show is improv. Like I go into the show and like I try to integrate the crowd into the show as much as possible. And so like half of it is scripted and half of it isn't. And the other half that isn't scripted is the most exciting part, but the scripted part is really good too. So it has to have an element of being scripted because I feel like that's when my jokes deliver better. But there's a lot of improv in it. So yes, there is. Someone asked about there's no dinner menu, no info about the dinner menu. Any idea for peeps with dietary restrictions? Um, the main we're asking such specific questions with the show. Uh, there will be options for vegetarians. There's no pork, obviously. Astaghfirullah, we're not gonna be having pork, but I think there's gonna be options for like the main meal of either chicken, salmon. There's a vegan option as well, and there's an appetizer. I think dessert involved. I think you get non-alcoholic drinks as well, and to include with the ticket. So yes.
Um, how do you juggle comedy and a full-time job?
It's a good question. I don't think I hope no one from my job is on here. Uh, my job is my job right now. I work in tech, and the company's remote, and it's a global company. So I work hours that are like more early morning and late at night, and so I'm able to do a lot of my stuff in the afternoon and like late mornings. And I could do better with my job if I could be honest with you. But I'm so focused on the comedy that it's difficult at times to juggle it. When it gets to the point that I can't do the job anymore, then we'll focus on doing comedy full time. But we're still doing the full time job and comedy for now. Yes, we gotta pay the bills somehow.
I work at a consulting firm and I do the Arab socials, and that takes more time than my full-time job.
No, my social media is like literally social media and comedy takes up. I 100% understand you. This takes up. I literally live and breathe comedy and social media, and like my job is like my part time job, even though it's my full time job.
Oh, this question,
This
what's
girl
your
says I'm in the. This girl almost had me crazy. She said I'm the HR lady at your job, JK. She had me. I was worried. I was worried I was gonna get fired tomorrow morning. Oh my god, I was so worried.
I'm sure your
Inshallah,
job,
my boss is not watching. I swear, if my boss is watching, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
they love you.
I think we could take one more question, Lena. We'll take one more question.
This question, a lot of people asked it and I kept it till the end, but what's your perfect fit woman? what
What's my perfect fit for a woman?
seems
Wow,
like a lot of interest here in the comments.
a great question. Listen, I'll tell you a few things. The girl has to love shawarma. If the girl's not eating shawarma with me, like I'm not even taking the date. This is the first question I ask. Honestly, it's like I get her name. I'm like, "Do you like shawarma?" If she says yes, we move on. If she says no, I'm moving on. Like there's not even there's not nothing. There's nothing to discuss. Okay. Tanishi, number two, is the girl has to like music, okay, and dancing. If you guys know, I love to dance. I'm dancing, I'm shaking. I'm not about to be on a dance floor by myself. All right. If I'm going to a wedding and I have my wife there, my wife has to be on the dance floor with me, shaking it. We gotta be destroying a dance floor. So if you do not like to dance and you're afraid to dance, if you want a chance with me, you're gonna have to either get over your fear of dancing in public or learn how to dance. But it's not hard to learn how to dance. It's just rhythm. Killa rhythm. And third, I'm a big family guy. My family means a lot to me, and so I really want my future wife, inshallah, to like have a big appreciation for her family. So that's big. Like family is everything to me. And so after that, I say the girl has to be silly. Like she has to have banter. She has to put me in place, check me with the banter and like humor me.
That's
And like,
hard.
like I need to be laughing. I need to be silly with me because Wallah, I'm too much to handle sometimes with how stupidly silly I can be at times. Like I should be serious and I'm being funny and I should be serious. But like a girl has to be able to like balance out in her own way. It doesn't have to be like me. It doesn't have to be like me. But the banter's key. Like banter with me, but in your way, because it keeps me on my feet, it keeps me engaged, and like I don't know, I love it. I love the banter.
For sure. Like, can't wait to see you at Arab Socials events,
Yes,
dance, and so you're gonna be the main dance.
inshallah. But big shout out to Lena, guys. Lena's doing such incredible work for us as Arab. Like she's doing something that like I wish that was there when I was younger to have events where I can go to with other Arabs. So big shout out to Arab Socials and Lena. She's killing the game. Inshallah, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and it grows worldwide. So all of us have a community when we can't find a community. So big shout out to Lena. She's killing it. Support her, follow her. Go join the Arab WhatsApp groups. Go get a prayer mat so you can put on your TV as well. All of that. Get it done because Lena's killing it. I really appreciate that. And buy tickets to my show. We're almost sold out, guys. Literally, if you go to Eventbrite, there's a few tickets left. We're at 80%. So we'd love to see you in New York. We're announcing LA tomorrow. I'm super excited. We're going to hit across the country. So inshallah, we will see you at Habibi Nights very, very soon.
Thank you so much, Nasser. And you got all my support. Anything you need, Arab Socials got
Habibti,
you.
thank
So
you so much. I appreciate you. Yalla, we'll see you soon, okay?
take care.
Take care,
Good
Lena.
night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.